Hello, I'm Julie Garnier from Rustic Cottage Co. and welcome to my channel. I'm located in the northwest of England, but I have travelled quite a lot around the different countries, US, Canada and Mexico mostly, but also around the Caribbean. Through my journey of travel, I've learned to love the different styles of decoration, home decor and furniture, and started my own business creating and selling for myself. My channel here on YouTube, Rustic Cottage Co, is now doing so well. I am happy to create every week a different video to show you furniture, home decor of different styles, shabby chic, rustic, primitive, shabby chic, farmhouse, lots of different ideas. I love them all. I am equally all and differently. I hope I inspire you to create too, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. Hello, I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co and welcome to my video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and make sure you subscribe. And if you've been watching me for a little while now, welcome back and thank you for watching. And everybody, hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, put them in the comments. I always try my hardest to reply back if you have any questions. And most of all, be inspired, enjoy, and just relax. Get a cup of coffee, have a sit down, enjoy the video. This week I went out and about and off for the day, so kind of got all ready. We decided to go, it was about 34 miles southwest from where I am, drive, and went to Chester and had an amazing day. So I hope you enjoy. Occasionally I just go out, take off for the day, video the area, tell you a little bit about the history and show you the architecture, the beauty, the history, and just show off what I am now discovering in England. If you are new to my channel, I recently moved back to England from Canada. I'd been in Canada for the last 32 years and moved back to England, and now I'm rediscovering it. And as well as doing my crafts, my home decor and furniture flipping, I'm also right now discovering England again and going to some amazing places. Sometimes going back to where I've been before as a child, and in this case I went to Chester, which I've never been to before. I'd heard all about it, I knew of its beauty, and now I have experienced it and can show you. So I hope you enjoy the video all about Chester, and make sure you watch and listen, because I just couldn't believe how much dynamics of different things that were going on in Chester. I just thought it was something completely smaller and simpler, and it isn't, so enjoy. Chester is a city in the northwest of England, founded as a Roman fortress in the 1st century AD. It's known for its extensive Roman walls of local red stone. The old city, the rows of shopping district distinguished by the 2-level covered arcades and the Tudor-style half-timber buildings. This is the River Dee, and the river is 70 miles long and stretches from Wales to Chester. Here in Chester, I'm walking along the River Dee to then walk up into the town itself of Chester. With fabulous shops and restaurants to be found in the historic halves of town, the pretty parks, gardens and riverside walks to enjoy, Chester is certainly well worth visiting, and I enjoyed an amazing day here. Walking along the paths of the river, you come to the Chester Racecourse. Established in 1539, Chester is the oldest racecourse still in operation in the world. During the Roman occupation of Britain, most of the modern 65-acre site of Chester Racecourse was not even dry land. In fact, it was important for the harbour of the River Dee was supplied to the Romans, and that they could use it to move anything they needed. It was soon built up, and they used stones, and the Roman port then was created, and now the current racecourse site. By the Middle Ages, the construction of the weir system in the river caused much larger quantities of silt to deposited, and the original roadie was converted to a riverside meadow, and this lay the foundation for the area to be eventually turned into a racecourse. Chester Racecourse is also known for the Roadie. It is a racecourse located in Chester, and the horse racing venue is officially recognised by Guinness World Records as the oldest racecourse still in operation. Horse racing in Chester dates back to the early 16th century, with 1539 cited of the year racing began, though some sources give a date of 1512 for the first races in Chester. It is also thought to be the smallest racecourse of significance in England at 1 mile. And now back to the walking along the River Dee. As you can see, the bridges, the architecture, the buildings, everything is absolutely beautiful. It is a bit of a glum, misty day, but the rain held off and we walked all day long. It was absolutely beautiful. And to walk along the River Dee, see the buildings, and then come up into the town itself was actually the perfect way to start the day. And the churches, the buildings, the architecture, and just the bridges you come across were absolutely stunning. Chester Weir is a weir which crosses the River Dee at Chester, Cheshire, England, slightly upstream of the Old Dee Bridge. The weir and the associated salmon leap are recorded in the National Heritage, listed for England as a designated Grade 1 listed building. Chester is well known for its plentiful original Tudor buildings, as well as a number of more recent mock Tudor constructions, many of them dating back to the Victorian age. These distinctive black and white timber buildings dot the city and include pubs such as the Beer and Billet at 94 Lower Bridge Street, going back to 1661. Tudor buildings were traditionally constructed from oak, with the timbers stained with black tar as protection from the wet, damp weather and any possible rot as may result. The windows were leaded, and the white effects on the outlet of the walls were made with a lime wash, and this becoming the popular Tudor style look. Chester's many attractions include the Cross, a popular meeting spot, and other parts of the buildings are also in Tudor looks. Chester prospered as a Tudor town, and its heritage for these times can be appreciated in the present day architecture. That said, however, many of the buildings you see today in black and white Tudor style in Chester are more recent constructions, and concrete and steel, making it much cheaper and easier to maintain. I was amazed walking through the street after street of these amazing, beautiful buildings. I just couldn't stop picking up my phone and just recording each building, the church, the museum, the pubs, the restaurants, the shops. This Tudor style, it will always be amazing to me, and the different styles and the added just detail that they put onto each of these buildings, giving them very unique look. Chester is one amazing place, and I certainly will be going back. I had an amazing day. I enjoyed it very much, and I hope to continue to go back and explore it more and more. I just kept walking around amazed, loving each one, going into a cafe, having a coffee, having a walk around, just street after street being absolutely beautiful. Live music from different corners, beautiful, and the architecture, look at it, just amazing. Chester is beautiful. I loved every moment of being there. To stroll along through the ancient streets, walking in the ancient walls, Chester is the most complete city in Britain. The walks along the banks of the River Dee, shop till you drop, and the most compact shopping centre in Britain. and totally famous for its two-tier medieval galleries and shops. Chester was originally settled by the Romans in the 1st century AD and called Fortress Diva after the River Dee, upon which it stands. With its imposing city walls, it can still be some of the original Roman structure, and its massive harbour, Diva, rapidly became one of the most important Roman settlements in Britain. During the Victorian times, the magnificent Gothic-style town hall was built. The East Gate clock was erected in honour of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. Chester is famous for its black and white buildings, including the rows medieval two-tier buildings above the street level, with covered walkways which today house many of Chester's shopping galleries. The city centre cross is where you will find the town crier at noon, Tuesday to Saturday, Easter as well. The town crier giving out the local news of the area, even going to London news of what's happening and still happens today. The famous city walls, originally built by the Romans and today a walk of around 2 miles, offer a superb elevated view of the city on one side and a view of the distinct Welsh mountains on the other side. Chester Cathedral, originally a Saxon minster, then rebuilt by Benedict Abbey. The present building was begun in 1092, but not finished until 1535, and is on Werber Street, Chester. Chester Cathedral is many things to many people: a vibrant community of worship, an ancient abbey, an architectural treasure, a cultural hub, a centre of music, excellence, and, of course, religion. Its medieval building is absolutely stunning inside and out. Take a tour, go inside, you will be totally amazed. It's very much well worth the look, and a beautiful time was spent there. Even the grounds on the inside and the outside of the cathedral was absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe how much I just wanted to just go to the next part. Even this little area here, walking around these little tiny houses with the park right next to the cathedral. Every glance, every turnaround, every street, absolutely amazing. I loved being in Chester. So what are you thinking so far with Chester? The river, going along the River Dee, and then the different buildings, the Tudor style, Victorian age buildings, that black and white, the bold Tudor style buildings. What are you thinking so far? Isn't it beautiful? It totally is to me. I was amazed. And keep on watching, enjoy, because there's more to see. The city walls are the oldest, longest and most complete in Britain, parts of which were almost 2,000 years old. Chester is the only city in Britain that retains the full circuit of the ancient defensive walls. Walking the complete circuit gives wondrous views of the city and gives fantastic insights of Chester's long history. It takes about 40 minutes to simply walk all the way around the walls to go past the river, cathedral and lots of places to eat. It's an easy way to make the walk and basis for the complete morning or afternoon to see the whole of Chester. I enjoyed walking up along the River Dee, around the city, seeing the magnificent buildings, and here, as you see, I am literally walking on the old wall itself, back to where we started at the beginning of the day. I can't believe how you can just walk on this wall, walk along, that goes right round the whole of the Chester city centre and back to the river. And look how wide it is, look how it's built, and it's so old, yet we can still walk it. Well, I had an amazing day, and it was nice, beautiful, full day out, 3 or 4 hours, just going on and on, just street after street, view after view, buildings, architecture, the river, the wall, everything. Absolutely amazing day. I walked about 17,000 steps. My phone told me that, you know, which was quite the walk, but I could have continued. I could have done more. I'm definitely going back there. So Chester is definitely a good place for me. I enjoyed it, had a wonderful time, and certainly with it only being 35 miles away from me, we'll be going back. Especially more maybe in the summertime, but the one thing, it was a dry day. It did not rain at all. And that is kind of a little bit better being in the winter, picking those dry kind of days to go out, because once the spring and summer come, the tourists just flock to places like that. So to me, it was kind of the perfect time to go. But if you're thinking of coming to England, or you're already in England and want to go to Chester, then put on your walking shoes. You're going to be walking, and also just enjoy the restaurants, the culture, the museums, the cathedral, the walk along the river. Just pick a dry day. It's definitely worth the walk. I had an amazing time. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again next week. Thank you for watching. I'm Julie Garnier from Rustic Cottage Co. Don't forget to subscribe.